Welcome to our Plugs Community Connection. I am your host, DJ Kitty Cat, with my sister co-host, Miss Morningstar on WKRA 92.7 FM The Change. If you're looking for the best in news, current events, community outreach programs, and shopping connections, you've come to the right place. We've got a great mix of content and community connections lined up for you this evening, along with special guest interviews. So, grab your favorite drink of choice, turn up the volume, and let's get into it.
Good morning, WKRA 92.7 The Change. It's your morning host, DJ Kitty, here with my co-host, Miss Morningstar from Our Plugs, the Community Connection. Happy Tuesday. We woke up one more day above ground versus below, and we are so very thankful to be able to witness this beautiful day, even though it may be raining, and it is raining here in Texas. But again, we are thankful. So if you're just tuning in, I hope you've already had your breakfast or in the middle of eating your breakfast. You've got something warm and delicious, and you've got your coffee or a cup of water, some OJ, whatever it is that you want to satisfy that palate. And come on in, we've got some stories to talk about, and we're going to talk to our veterans and our mentors because once again, today is Tuesday. And it's a great day to be alive. Good morning, Miss Morningstar. How are you?
Well, good morning, DJ Kitty. I am well. How about you?
I'm doing all right. I'm here.
All right. Well, welcome, everybody. Good morning to you all at WKRA 92.7, The Change. Glad to be here with you all this morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. So, as usual, we've got plenty to speak about, and we're going to get right into it. But before we can do anything, it's just like, before you go to bed or eat your food, we have to say our positive affirmations, and we get that information from our affirmation queen, Mrs. Morningstar. So, Mrs. Morningstar, you go right ahead. What do you have for us this bright, early Tuesday morning?
Okay, so I took some quotes, some affirmation quotes from some great leaders and just did a combination. So since we're talking to veterans this morning and we're talking to our leaders, I wanted to go ahead and do some leadership affirmations for us. So I know everybody knows this famous leader. We dearly miss him, John Lewis. Get in good trouble, necessary trouble, and help redeem the soul of America.
That's right.
So that's always something that's gonna stick and stay. Stick and stay. Good trouble, right?
Good trouble.
John Lewis also said, ours is not the struggle of one day, 1 week, or 1 year. Ours is not the struggle of one judicial appointment or presidential term. Ours is the struggle of a lifetime, or maybe even many lifetimes. And each one of us in every generation must do our part.
I know that's right. Yes, amen. That is so true.
It is time for us. This is by Reverend Raphael Warnock. He's our senator. He's one of the senators. It is time to remember that Black history is American history. 365.
You better know it.
Just the other day, I was commenting that there was a record number of 5 Black United States senators currently serving, an incredible testament to how far we've come, and also a stark reminder of the work that remains to be done. I think that's powerful because a lot of times people say, well, we're not progressing or we're not, but we are. It's slow, but it's progress. So
absolutely.
Few more I got for you guys. The beautiful Maya Angelou said, Won't it be wonderful when Black history and Native American history and Jewish history and all the U.S. history is taught in one book?
Hmm.
Just U.S. history.
Hmm.
Mm.
Wouldn't
Would
that be
that
nice?
happen? Will it happen?
I don't see it happening in my lifetime.
I don't know.
They're doing away with everything that has a tint to it.
A lot of our
Anything.
great leaders are turning over in their graves as of today, but we gonna continue to fight. So we're not gonna just give
Absolutely.
up. Okay, and
Hmm.
the last one is by Henry Louis Gates, who's a professor in literal critic, literacy critic, I think.
Hmm.
The thing about Black history is that the truth is so much more complex than anything you could make up.
Ain't that the truth?
Ain't that the truth?
That-
So this is some powerful messages from our ancestors, our previous leaders who did their time during their generation. So y'all stay
Absolutely.
focused. It's our
Stay
time.
focused. It is our time. Every
Mm-hmm.
one of us, every generation has something where we have to pick up the baton and keep on running until
Mm-hmm.
our time is done, and then we pass it down. And now is our
Pass the
time.
baton.
Pass the baton. It's been passed down from my parents' generation down to me, and I'm going to pass it down to my children, and they'll pass it down to their children. We don't have a choice because we
Absolutely.
see what not passing the baton looks like, when we integrated into the society, when they went ahead and, gave us civil rights. But did they? They gave us civil rights, but did they? They gave us in name only, in
Yeah.
name only, we have civil rights. In name only, we're free, because they have so many systems set in place to try and deter us from progressing. I think
Mm-hmm.
I heard a young lady speaking on TikTok, and she was saying, for years she thought that, we were in a better place, but this administration has shown us that we're not. And then another young lady who's a farmer, she said, she was discussing how all of the things that Trump has put in place and he's stripping away from farmers. Well, she said, we never received those in the first place, but we made do and we figured out how to do it. It's not going to be us that will suffer because we've never even had it. It's
Right.
going to be those white farmers who depended on those subsidies, and they depended on that welfare, which they always claim we have, but it's been them all along. But that's always been the case, deflection.
Mm-hmm.
Deflection has been their protection, if you ask me. But before we get into any further, let me go ahead and knock this weather out. Now in
Okay.
Houston, I don't know what's going on with Houston and this weather, but Mama is not pleased. I was driving into my black job yesterday, and I was hit with the tsunami. It felt like,
It
so
was coming down.
it
Even
was coming
early on my
down.
way in, it was
Yes.
coming down.
I was not pleased. I was a little scared, a little nervous, because I've been in a flood where I've had to walk and I've seen a giant ant bed floating next to me and snakes. Oh, I don't ever want to do that again. So, but I made it. I said my little prayer and took my time and inched my way on to work. But the rain hasn't let up yet, not just yet. Let's start with Holly Springs. Holly Springs, you've got a high of 81 and a low of 61 today. It's going to be cloudy and sunny. You're going to have some stray thunderstorms and possibly, they haven't really said right now if it's for sure, but everything's always a possibility when it comes to this weather. Same with Memphis, Tennessee, a high of 82, low of 61, clouds and sunny, and it may or it may not rain, but if it does, you guys just stay safe. Turn around, do not drown. If you cannot see the white lines in between the lanes, you've gone too far. Turn your vehicle around. And in Houston, high of 83, low of 73, with the 55 to 60% chance of rain again.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. So
It's
we're
wet out here, y'all.
yeah, a little wet, and it does this. They're expecting it to be raining like this for the next week and a half. We only have like what a week and a half left of April. My goodness, the days just fly by. And that being said, they're thinking that we're going to get all this rain because, we have to feed the mosquitoes. This is how we feed the mosquitoes. Because, yeah.
So you mean they're going to feed off us?
Yeah, pretty much. We give them the water and then they populate and then they come and eat us,
I ain't here for it.
My mom, I had to ask my mom one day, why did Noah put mosquitoes on the boat? Why did the mosquitoes, why did they have to come? Those are the worst. They feed on people.
Y'all make sure y'all put some protective pellet, or some Skin So Soft. That works wonders.
Girl, Skin So Soft is like an appetizer for these mosquitoes and these dicks.
Oh, here they like that.
Yeah, you need some deep.
Skin So Soft always work for me.
Well, I guess they love my blood a little bit more because Skin So Soft is an appetizer.
Now here they still, I haven't had no skins, but I was gonna try it this year. Don't be getting my hopes down, Kitty. Now.
Well, I'm just being honest with you. I grabbed my wand because I've got a wand.
A few of them already caught me on the ankles.
Yeah, I grabbed my zapper and I zaps. Everywhere I go, I have my little zapper with me because it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But kind of like the pollen in Georgia, the pollen in Georgia, mosquitoes in Texas. You got to pick your struggle. I'd rather fight mosquitoes than pollen. The pollen, I can't breathe. So we've got some, some current events. I know I'll hop right into one really quick and we can just go back and forth. Pope Francis passed away at the age of 88, from a stroke and heart failure, and rest in paradise. I pray that he's resting and enjoying the afterlife. And, none of us are promised a long time. We're not here for a long time. We're here for a short time, and hopefully it's going to be a good time. So I pray for those who are feeling the effects of and mourning his loss. I know that J.D. Vance went to go visit him. After the visit, the Pope passed away. Maybe he was. I don't want to speculate.
Well, allegedly, in my mind, my mom has always taught me, you keep those demonic forces out of your home because they bring bad spirits in and you don't want to deal with that. And I think the Pope wasn't really interested in meeting him. It was actually a persistent J.D. Vance who wanted to see the Pope, because the Pope wasn't interested in meeting with him or with the man with the dead hand. So I think, the Pope was already sick. He had been battling some illnesses and he had a stroke prior. And I think that was it for him. After that, it was just kind of like,
if I look into the face of evil, I may check out.
I may go too. I may just go too.
I may just be like, what? After
it's over.
88 years I've been living.
And this what I got. And look
then
what's
y'all
going
gonna
on.
Y'all gonna make this man come in here, and then he had the nerve to touch him. Lord, I know the Pope.
All those nasty demons. Okay.
Yeah.
Come on, y'all.
I'm just gonna say, rest in peace. I know the Pope was like, Lord, I've been very diligent and I've been a faithful servant. Go ahead and take me now and talk to.
Take me to the King.
Brought Satan right into me.
Take him to the King, baby. Because
take me to the King.
I don't want to deal with this no more, and I don't blame him. He was a wonderful Pope. He was a very caring,
compassionate.
Pope.
Yes,
he loved everybody, and that's why it's very heart-wrenching for a lot of people, because he loved. And he respected everybody
and their choices. He wasn't bigoted,
which is different. So,
and then but
he followed Jesus Christ. That he followed the word of Christ. So
and I'm just gonna say this to the administration: stop touching stuff. Y'all done broke trophies. Y'all done make teams lose. Now the Pope done passed. After
enough is enough.
Maybelline went up there and shook his hand, and now
enough is enough.
Enough is enough. But R.I.P.
Yeah. Enough is enough.
Did you want to hit us with the story? Your turn.
Yeah, so speaking of the Decepticons, Pete Hegseth, Signal Chat Part 2. So this is Signal Gate Part 2. So there was over the weekend it had came out that he had a separate Signal account, second Signal account. And in that account, he had his boo, his wife, his boo thing, and his brother and his personal lawyer, in which he was sharing the Yemen war plans. He was kind of boasting, is what it kind of feel like. You know, he wanted them to know that he was, I guess, the man in charge. I don't know if it was an ego, but the point is that you're sharing this sensitive information that is very, very sensitive and should not be shared with someone like your wife or your brother and your personal lawyer, who are not affiliated with any cabinets within the government.
Clearance.
No clearances, no nothing. Civilians they are, just like myself. So yeah, here we go. And I say, what are we gonna do? What y'all gonna do, Trump? What you gonna do? Because
do nothing.
I don't think you're gonna do anything. I think this is just gonna get swept under the rug, like, you know,
like the last time.
Like
the
last
what's gonna
one.
do? Send somebody else up into space? Children this time?
Just imagine, audience, if it was Obama or Biden doing these things.
Imagine Obama putting me and Miss Morningstar in the group chat talking about unaliving Osama bin Laden.
See?
Just imagine.
Just imagine.
Right. What if it was Hillary?
I
Girl.
don't think that'll go.
We would actually be in jail because we didn't have clearance.
Yeah.
You know, but if you hire a clown, you get a circus. When you hire a criminal, you get crime.
That's it. That's period dot. So,
you know,
I mean, surprised? Not really.
Really.
Disgusted? Absolutely. Because it is putting our troops in jeopardy. And, you know, we have a lot of us have people we love that serve this country or have served this country. And I know that is the ones that have served this country are disgusted. The real patriots are disgusted by this, you know, putting their brothers and sisters that's still out here doing the good work in danger.
Yeah, I don't think that they care, Miss Morningstar. They don't care about anything.
It's sad.
You know that there is a lack of care when I just found out, I think yesterday, that they have stopped all regulations on everything. All regulations. So there's no regulations as far as your cars. There's no regulations as far as food. There's no regulations as far as medication. They have stopped all regulations. All of everything.
That's insanity.
It is insane. This is truly insane. I mean, at this point, you have to say to yourself, what's the purpose? What is the reason? What's the reason for you stopping all regulations? It's like you want this world to go down with you. I know how old is Frumpy? 80 something.
Just round it up, girl. He's
85,
79.
He's old. You know, and he's got more days behind him than he does ahead of him. And it seems like before he leaves, he wants to burn it all down to the studs.
To the studs.
To the studs. He's 108, 78, the chat, 79. You know, he's old. Old. And it seems like Grandpa is trying to burn it all down. Plain and simple. Okay.
So, yeah, that, you know, that moving on from that, just some good news.
Yes, some good news, please.
In Kentucky, Pamela Goodwine First Black woman Supreme Court justice takes oath.
Yay! Yay!
Yep, in Kentucky. We need them in Kentucky. Kentucky is tough.
Yes.
So Miss Pamela Goodwine, who made history as the first African-American woman to be elected to the Kentucky Supreme Court, she was officially sworn in as justice during a packed ceremony in Frankfort, marking another milestone for her long career. She began her journey born in Youngstown, Ohio. So she's an Ohio girl.
Yay.
Okay. And she spent time in foster care before being adopted.
Wow.
And in high school, she gave up a college scholarship to care for her adoptive father, who had lung cancer.
That's
and
beautiful.
After his death, her uncle, this is awful. After his death, her uncle murdered her mother. She had a hard life.
Girl.
At the age of 24, she was diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Right. Wow. A painful and long life condition. She spent 2 months in the hospital. So she had some struggles, but she went on and put herself in school, got her undergrad and law degree from the University of Kentucky. And now sister is a Supreme Court justice. That is a forever job.
Yeah. And that's, she had a I won't say horrible life. I'm just going to say she had some very challenging situations. But all in all, look at her now. So
look at me now, right?
Yeah, kudos to her. What a blessing.
That's what, like we talked about earlier in our affirmations. It ain't easy for us. It's not going to be. It's going to be a road, and we're going to have different generations that we're going to go through different. It's a lifetime movement for us.
Yeah, we have to do this for the rest of our life. This is just part of our journey.
We do.
Some people may say, "Oh, it's just a hobby." No, this is what we have to do.
No, we got to do this. This is what we got to do. This is the calling, everybody.
And it's not just our calling; it's every one of ours.
It's all of us. Mm-hmm.
Because you see how they want to do away with our history and make it so that we are obsolete. Well, no, we're not gonna go with that. What we're gonna do is go ahead and continue to make sure that our kids know where they come from and how great that they are. But let's take a quick commercial break and we will pick this up. I do got a couple more stories, at least three that I wanted to share really quick. But before we do, you're listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7 The Change. We'll be back after this quick commercial break.
Let's be real. Being a woman means juggling everything. Careers, families, goals, and somehow our health ends up last on the list. But what if your wellness came first? At Nutrition You Design, we believe healthy living shouldn't be complicated. From custom meal plans to one-on-one coaching and specialized lab testing, we're here to help you fuel your body and feel amazing every day. It's not about dieting, it's about thriving. It's about energy, balance, confidence, you. So if you're ready to feel stronger, healthier, and in control of your nutrition, let's do this together. Contact Nutrition You Design today and design a healthier you.
Oh my God.
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. My name is Leslie Brown, and I am the owner of LG Brown Properties. I am a realtor, and I just wanted to pop in and say hi. If you know of anyone that's looking to sell, buy, or lease, I do it all. Give me a call. I am worldwide. If you are not in New Jersey, I have plenty of referral partners around the world. So, give me a call, 973-750-8430. Have an amazing day. Talk to you.
Welcome to a world that sparkles. Sparkle Kicks LLC is your one-stop shop for a wide variety of customized items. So bling out your Crocs. Customize that cutting board. Get you custom dominoes. Stop by and we will customize your order today. We can be found on Etsy and Our Plugs LLC. I'll be waiting to customize your order. All you need to do is place it.
And I'd like you to do one more thing for me. Hold up 2 fingers. this is you, and this is me, and the space that exists between us should be filled with value.
Equal, a global human initiative, and its value identity model.
And we are back. You are listening to WKRA 92.7 The Change. I'm your host, DJ Kitty, here with my co-host, Miss Morningstar. Today is Tuesday, and we are covering current events, morning news. I did want to get into the fact that, Natalie Mendez, wife of former Senator Bob Mendez, was convicted of bribery yesterday. Yeah, good for her. You do the crime, you must do the time. Good luck to those people.
Out here taking that gold.
Yeah. It's probably a federal crime. So let's see oh no, they're Democrats. So I don't think Trump's gonna pardon them unless they give Trump millions of dollars. So yeah. he was a Democrat. So him and his wife, they're gonna do their time because he hates them. So we don't have to worry about them getting pardoned.
Say, let them burn. That's what he gonna say.
Let them burn.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know when Bob Mendez, he goes to court, but she will be sentenced in June.
I believe Bob has already been sentenced.
Oh yeah, he's got 11 years. He sure has.
He's already did his so this was her court trial.
Yeah, she needs 11 too, because they were partners in crime. No thought, not a single prayer.
I don't care if you Democrat, Republican. You do the crime, you do the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the last story that I wanted to bring up which is kind of funny to me. Elon said he wants out of the government. He should have never been into the government.
Mommy, he want what?
He wants out. He said he's sick of dealing with the federal government and people being mean to him, burning up his stuff and making him broke.
Yeah, burn my car.
Y'all burning my cars and y'all making me broke and I lost all this money. I quit. I want out. Sir, somebody tap him on the shoulder and tell him we never elected him in the first place. He should have never been in there
acting all weird and stuff and doing weird stuff.
Weirdo.
That's on you.
Very strange. I mean, who told you that you was welcome? Please understand, we didn't want you in there in the first place.
We never asked you to come.
Never. But like your homeboy, your roommate says, you fixed the election. You rigged is his exact words. That's what Trump says.
He rigged the election.
And because you rigged the election, that's how he's president.
Yeah.
So I hope that one day you will pay for that because that's a crime. I hope you pay for that tremendously.
Yeah, I do too.
That's all I have for this morning. Do you have any other stories you wanted to bring to our audience?
Only thing, not really. I mean, Christy Noam got her purse snatched. She was out to lunch or something in D.C. Guy with a mask on came by and was like, whoop, and took it. She had about $3,000 in there, so guess he had a good time. Couple credit cards, passport, makeup bag, DHS access card, apartment key, and other items. So,
I don't know.
I can't feel bad for evil people. She's evil. She's evil.
I don't feel no ways tied, baby.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Christy. I don't know.
Best of luck, Christy.
Good luck. Good luck.
While you were doing photo ops down in El Salvador, like you was big, bad, and bougie, and was that her doing those? Yeah, that was her taking pictures in front of prisoners, like you. What's that lady? G.I. Jane. Quit playing. Quit playing with us, G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane.
Why you ain't fight for your purse?
Why don't you fight back?
You gonna let them take it like that?
You just gonna let them take your purse?
You gonna just let them take it?
All right. I bet you.
That's it.
I bet you it wasn't an immigrant though. I bet you that much.
I bet you it wasn't.
They probably gonna try and find somebody to blame it on. You know how they.
Yeah, I know.
Oh well.
Uh-huh.
She should have learned karate. I don't know what to tell you.
Crazy.
But today is Veterans Voice, and we have our brother Ollie Gold.
Come on, Ollie.
Bring him on the stage. Go ahead and come off mute. Happy Tuesday.
Hey,
Happy
Ollie.
Tuesday,
What's up?
Ollie. How
Happy Tuesday.
Where's she gonna be at next time with that purse? Cause
what you gonna do? Just let them take it? You gonna
learn how to fight?
No, I need some funds. I'm saying.
I'm just saying she walking around with 3 stacks in her
Why
bag.
you
It's like,
walking
who
around
do
with 3
that?
racks? What? Why?
Who do that?
Were they
Hey.
singles? Maybe she was going. Let me hush.
We gotta mind our business on that, but I mean, you never know.
She's a single mom.
She's a single mom.
Oh man,
She
what's
gotta
going
pay the
on?
bills. Maybe she just got off work. Let me hush. All
Hey,
right,
the bills got to get paid.
bills
Now.
gotta get paid.
Good
Anyway,
morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I am Hyper Vet. This is Veterans Voice, and I'm gonna do some stuff to make sure that we give some education to people, because the more people know about certain things, the better it is overall, right? Today, I'm gonna have a little clip about a benefit that we all enjoy as veterans, but sometimes we know about it when it's too late. So if you know about it earlier, you'll help yourself, transition with a much smoother process. Now, this benefit, right? It comes in a package. There's a benefit to this, and I hate to say benefit twice back to back. It is actually called BDD, benefit delivered at discharge, right? So what it is if a veteran is separating from the military between 180 and 90 days before they leave the military, they could sign up for this program. This ensures that when they get out of the military, they get their claims and their VA benefits pretty quickly. If you wait, then you're joining a queue of people who are waiting to be seen and get their the claims looked at, and that could take some time, and you don't want to join that queue. So the best thing for you to do, if you know about it, is do the BDD, where you get your claims put in before you leave. So when you leave, you can't get your rating until after you're completely out of the military. So you got to burn off those transition leave, all that terminal leave, all that stuff, and then after you're out, then the VA will look at your stuff and give you your rating. They can't post it. They may have looked at it already. So there's just so many benefits to this. It's juicy and it's exciting to know about it. And I hope people who are veterans, people who know veterans, especially the veterans that are planning on retiring or getting out, if you know a veteran, this is some information that they may have to give you some money in your pocket because you're giving them some great information. All right. So this clip I'm going to play, it is going to explain a little bit, and then I'll talk a little bit more. I don't want to kind of jump the gun.
Hello and welcome to CCK Live. My name is Kevin Medeiros. I'm an attorney here at Chisholm & Kilpatrick, and I'm here with Alex Gamache, an accredited VA claims agent here. And today we're going to be talking about VA's benefits delivery at discharge program. We'll refer to it as BDD for the sake of ease, but we'll go over what the program is, how to apply, and who is eligible. So Alex, would you start by telling us what the BDD program is?
Yes. So service members who are separating and plan to file for disability compensation can file their claim before separation through the BDD program. This program allows service members to apply for VA disability compensation benefits between 180 to 90 days prior to separation. The time frame permits VA to schedule VA exams, review treatment records, and other evidence, and evaluate the claim before separation. Ultimately, this allows VA to reach a decision more quickly, sometimes as soon as the day after leaving active duty, eliminating the wait for benefits that many veterans experience. Additionally, filing a BDD claim helps you present the strongest possible disability claim by filing it while you have access to your complete service treatment record. The more time that passes from the date of injury or the illness, the more difficult it becomes to track down treatment documents. In addition to medical documents, it's also easier to get witness statements from fellow service members while still on active duty.
Yeah, so 2 points there that I think are really important are, one, the eliminating the delay, so having your decision closer in time to service and benefits that you're entitled to closer in time to service are obviously a much more beneficial thing. And it's going to be a stronger case, so you'll have all the records of your in-service injuries or treatment that you're seeking benefits for. So I think those 2 points are very important. I'll talk about who is eligible for the BDD program. So full-time active duty service members, including those in the National Guard, Reserves, and Coast Guard. They know when their separation date is so that they can file the claim between 190 days prior to separation. So you need to know the date to be able to file within that time frame. You're able to provide copies of your service treatment records for the current period of service that you're filing your claim for. And you must be available 45 days from the date of the claim is submitted to attend VA examinations to go over, the relationship to the condition to service and any severity, the current level of severity. So, Alex, who is not eligible for the program?
So the following issues and conditions are excluded from BDD claims. So service members who do not meet the requirements that Kevin just talked about, or service members who are seriously ill or injured, lost a body part, or are terminally ill. Claims requiring a VA exam in a foreign country, except those that can be processed through Landstuhl, Germany, or Camp Humphreys, Korea. Claims for service members awaiting discharge while hospitalized in a VA or military treatment facility. Claims for pregnant service members, and claims that require a character of discharge determination. Those who do not qualify for the BDD program can still file a claim for VA benefits following separation from service, which would just be the standard or fully developed claims process.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. And I will touch on how to actually apply for the program. And the easiest way to do that is to file through VA Disability Claims Portal on VA's website. And that allows you to complete the application online and submit the supporting documents there. The supporting documents that you'll want to have are any records, personnel, or other documenting injuries, illnesses, or events that contributed to your service-related disability. Service treatment records, like I talked about above, about the current period of service. Dental and mental health records, if applicable. And then for purposes of dependency, marriage certificates, divorce decrees, and birth certificates, direct deposit information so that if you are granted the benefits, they'll be able to deliver that easily, and a copy of the DD Form 214 once you receive that. For folks who do not want to submit the claim online, you can always submit a VA Form 21-526EZ. So it's a paper copy, and you can complete that along with the supporting documents and mail it, or fax it or hand deliver it to your regional office. And if you need additional assistance, you can visit the local regional office or the BDD intake site. So that was our brief overview of the benefits delivery at discharge program. If you missed something, I know it was a brief overview. We have links below for more information on the program, so feel free to check those out.
All right, so that is a little clip from Chisholm and Kilpatrick. Now, when people hear things, one of the things they want to say first is, how the hell does that affect me? Okay, so I'm going to give you the bottom line up front. If you're a veteran or you know a veteran, and why it's important to do the BDD program, right? In the clip, you heard him say 90 to 190 days. No, it's 90 to 180 days. So you can't be less than 90 days, but you can't be more than 180 days to go into the program. The key part is you want to have all your ducks in a row before this time period. So you want to make sure you have your medical records ordered, have it secured. You could order it. Make sure you have all your mental health records, because sometimes people think medical records are going to give me everything. They have mental health records separate from your regular medical records, because that's highly sensitive. So you want to get all your things, dental, all that stuff. And then you want to go through it yourself to make sure that you are, you have knowledge. They have representatives that will help you with the process, but you want to make sure that it's your stake. So you want to make sure that if you want it well done, it's well done. So you want to make sure you take care of that and know what you need to file and go along with the VSO or any other people that will help you, because they'll give you a briefing, but that is not enough for you to go ahead and move forward. Okay, so how does it impact you, and why is it important to you? Another thing is costs. The costs, right? When you retire, they hold on to your last paycheck. So you're thinking, I'm gonna retire, I can't wait for my paycheck. No, they're gonna hold your paycheck. Why? Because you may owe somebody something. Maybe you didn't bring back a library book or something, right? Maybe you didn't check out because the lodging on base, maybe you owe them some money. So they hold that and they verify that you're not owing DFAST. That's the payment system that we have. Make sure that you're not owing any money based on any debt or anything. Once they clear you, they're going to release your money. So your last paycheck, you ain't going to get it. That's the regular military paycheck. So you're thinking it's okay. Another cost when it comes to costs, when you do the BDD and you get it as soon as possible. So say you retired 1 January, right? Sorry. Say you retired the last day of January. Now, February rolls around, they could go ahead and give you your percentage within a day, the first couple of days. Now, it's important to know that when you get that percentage, you're not going to get paid. You have to wait till the next month. That starts the pay period. And it's after that month is over, then you get paid. So imagine you're not getting your VA pay and you're not getting your last paycheck. And you got bills that are not stopping, right? They're coming fast and furious. When you're trying to move and go places, rent cars, take care of your family, things are happening and the money's piling up, right? So the cost is really important for you to secure that so you could have no delay when it comes to you getting those funds. All right. Another thing, I talked about the payment and I talked about the length. You're gonna find yourself in a better place. I'll give you an example from me. Leaving from Guam, going to Hawaii, it's costly. I mean, it's way too costly. Not everybody have money set aside to do big things, right? Some people are living maybe a paycheck to paycheck, right? Most people. So you don't have that luxury to mess around and have a delay in your payment. You may have to take out a loan, and you don't want to put on stuff on a credit card and incur more interest rates and all that stuff. So you want to make sure that you're doing your stuff right. Because I'm going to give you the example for me. Like I said, I retired in 2021. I used to use a government traffic card a lot. The folks in Hawaii sent me a message, say, "Hey, the bank we use, they owe you some money." "Owe me some money? Tell me more." I wrote them back. "I need to know more about this." And so they gave me the information. I called the bank. The bank said, "Yeah, we don't owe you no money." So I went back to the guy. I said, "Hey, they say they don't owe me no money." They're like, "Yes." They sent us a thing. So I had to make them do an investigation of themselves to give me back some money they owed me, right? So I didn't know they owed me money, but these are things that happen. But I could have used that money when I was doing the transition, because living in Guam is expensive. Living in Hawaii is very expensive. Very expensive, right? And traveling with family and then coming back and not having a car, it gets expensive. So I won't even bore you with all that stuff. But the BDD program is super important. If you know somebody in the military, if you know they're getting out, listen, they need to start working on their VA claims, and they need to get the BDD program locked in. Don't miss that window. So that window is when your representative or yourself submits the claim to VA, so you can be in that window and get your benefits delivered at discharge without delay. Because like I said, if you had the last day of the month you retire and then you get the rating the first or second day or first week in the next month, your payment don't start yet. You have to go to the next month. That's the pay period. And then after that, you get paid. Just want to make sure that everybody's clear. So that payment is not going to come through right away. It's not going to take a month. It may take 2 months. And if it's even more complicated, it may even take longer, but you don't want to delay that type of payment. I did it. I'm glad I did it. Some folks mess around and they have to join the queue. Don't take that chance. If you know a veteran and if you know somebody retiring, make sure you get with them. If you want to send me a message and say, hey, this person, you contact me, I'll give you some information. I had to study about the system because the system is not designed for a layperson to know it. It's complicated. It's just too complicated. But I'm going to start bringing more information like this forward so people could have that information. And if they have somebody they want to share it with, they will gladly, they would benefit from it a great deal. All right. I won't bore you too much, but don't mess around with your money because your money is your money.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you so much, Ali. I'm quite sure there are plenty of veterans out there that are listening. And yes, I agree with you. Make plans to secure your future. And you have 90 to 180 days. And those days fly by. Trust me.
And you're going to take leave and all that stuff. Like it's a short window. It's a very short window. So take care of it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Thank you, Viper Vet. We call him Ali Gold. He goes by Viper Vet. He's our brother, and he's a veteran, and he always comes and brings knowledge to those who need it. And our veterans, we're going to take care of our veterans. I mean, that's what we do. That's what we do. We got to
much,
look out for them. Absolutely.
Very informative.
Yes, and I'm quite sure there are plenty of people who needed to hear that. And even if you're not directly affected, if you know someone that's in the military and they're getting out, you make sure that they have their ducks in a row also,
Right.
Reach one, teach one. That's what it's all about. And, at the end of the day, that's what we're here for, to make sure that we are protected. Thank you once again, Ali Gold, for coming in and blessing us with that knowledge. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection on WKRA 92.7. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break.
Timeless elegance. Redefine class. Welcome to Morningstar Boutique by Tam, where fashion at its finest, fashion that brings out your inner cuteness, and styles that make you go, oh girl, where you get that from? Check me out at www.morningstarboutique.com or at ourplugs.com. Can't wait to see you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Middleton, life and executive leadership coach and owner of Radiate Coaching and Development, where we provide transformational strength-based coaching and mentorship. My goal specifically is to support you in identifying your mission, your vision, and your values that help you take your power back as you are building your career. Whether it's within or outside of the corporate world, my goal is to really empower you in making decisions that work well for you. So if you want to reach out to me, by all means, you can email me at radiate@midspiration.com or check out my website at radiatecoaching.com.
Opame Simplistic Beauty is hair care and skincare in a bottle. Take a quick survey and let us design your own formula. Go to ourplugs.com, look for Opame Simplistic Beauty, and we can get your formula out to you as soon as possible. We hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day. And we are back. You are listening to Our Plugs, the Community Connection. I'm your host, DJ Kitty, here with my co-host, Ms. Morningstar. Thank you for tuning in this morning. We're going to go to our next guest of the day. That is DC. We've got mentors, our leaders, our brothers who mentor and lead the way for so many. I'm so We are so blessed to have DC and come and join us this morning. Good morning, DC. How are
Good
you?
morning. Good morning. How are you?
Good
Doing
morning,
well.
DC.
Doing well. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. And
So what are
today,
go
yeah,
ahead.
today I wanted to talk about just the change in landscape in corporate America, with the landscape changing with the DEI elimination initiatives happening across the board. Um, it's crazy. You know, the Delta Airlines CEO came out today and said that he supports the Trump initiatives, that the overreach, what he called the overreach of the Biden administration. So you have the CEO of a major corporation like Delta Airlines supporting the elimination of DEI. Um, and I don't know if anybody's ever been to Atlanta and seen the people that work for Delta Airlines. A lot of them look like us, you know. So the landscape is changing, and we're going to be innovative in the way we break through some of these doors going forward. So I wanted to kind of talk about that today, and I see our brother Reggie's on, and some of the initiatives that we're going to have to take to find our way through some of these doors that will probably be hard to open going forward. What I found, for me in my experience, um, it falls right in line with our leadership and mentor core values, is that it's going to be important for us to link up with people that have either the keys or the pathways to enter in some of these environments that may find themselves a little bit harder for us to get into. So I encourage people that are seeking opportunity to try to link up via networking with people in the career field, your chosen career field. One thing that I found that works is going through LinkedIn and finding people that currently are employed with the corporation, and reaching out to them and just establishing a line of communication with them. And a lot of times, what you can do, especially if they're of like mind, you almost get a sponsor to walk your resume in, or at least advocate for you in an interview. I found that works a lot. I also encourage people to go to workshops, to again network, to meet people that have either the connect or the maybe even the keys to the door to open up some of these pathways. Um, and I know both of you ladies, work in corporate America, and you know how hard it can be sometimes for our people to get opportunity. And there's a lot of uh, leadership mentor situations out there for people to try to break into some of these jobs that kind of elude us a little bit.
Absolutely. DC, when I heard that the CEO of Delta was going to go meet with a man with a dead hand, I was kind of shocked because can he not read the room? Um, is he not seeing what Target is going through?
Right.
I don't have to fly Delta at all. My money can be spent. I refuse to give people my money who don't care for me. I'm not paying you to be ugly to me. I'm not going to pay you. I'm not going to help you buy your yacht and whatever else you want to buy and put your kids through private school, and you can't stand the sight or sound of me, no, you won't get a dime of my money. I'll never step a foot back in the Target ever.
I say the nerve,
The nerve.
the audacity, and just the boldness of you speaking up. Like I know the couple, I think it was Saturday on my live that I did on TikTok. I talked about the CEO of Marriott. He was very humble. Now Marriott, you know, he's the CEO. He is filthy rich, but he is saying we're not getting rid of DEI.
No, for what?
He's like, I value my employees. He was like, in our diversities. And he said, although we may, the way we, you know, language has changed, but what we do will stay the same, our process. And before he got back to his hotel room, he had 40,000 emails from his constituents, his actual employees thanking him.
Yeah. I worked for Marriott. For like
Me too.
2 years. I loved it.
I love Marriott. It's a great company.
Yes, they're a great company to work for, you know, and I think that some companies are missing the mark. They don't realize that you are marginalizing. You're just like MAGA. You think that what you're doing is going to hurt us. And in turn, it just hurts you, because what you're doing is you're telling us that you don't value us. And the minute I hear that, trust me when I tell you, you will never see a dime of my money. Now, if I feel like this, and there's millions of people that feel like this, guess what your bottom line is going to look like? It's going to be as red as they come. We don't have to. That's where I think a lot of these companies and these old school white tea folks think that we are back in 1920, 1910, when Black people didn't have anything. We've educated ourselves. You know, we are not filthy rich. No, none of us inherited, well, most of us didn't inherit generational wealth. However, collectively, when we say we're not moving as a unit and we don't, oh, you're going to feel that. So Delta, you get what you get and you don't have a fit. Don't call me. I don't want to talk. Don't call me. I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Southwest will get my money. They will.
Absolutely. There's so much value in diversity and what diversity brings to a corporation. You know, it just does. It needs to be reflective of our community. I would actually feel uncomfortable if I walked in a room and like you said, I'm ready to spend my money, my hard-earned money, and I don't see any representation of myself there. That would make me feel uncomfortable. It would.
I'm not proud to say, oh, yeah, I walked in there. I was the only Black person in there and I spent my money. Are you crazy?
Right. Absolutely.
There's a reason why you're the only Black person in there spending your money. Okay? You know, no, this is a new day and age. You know, we will hurt you. Where the only thing that these people understand, they only understand money and power. They don't understand anything else. They don't understand empathy. That's us. So I will empathetically spend my money elsewhere. That's just me. What say you, Miss Morningstar? I mean, that's me. That's where I stand.
I say the same thing. You see what we did to Target. And that's the power that we need to recognize as a whole, as a unit, as a Black unit, that we hold the power. When we say, hey, we pull in our dollars, and when we actually pull our dollars and hold our dollars, you see what happens. Target is going to, Al, Reverend Al, asking him to meet with the Black leaders. Yeah, Al can't save you. First of all, we'll even respect Skinny Al or Big Al.
I mean, I won't say that. I'm gonna say that.
No, I'm gonna say it because I mean, like at the end of the day, like Al, I think he's much better now than what he was, but he on MSNBC, and he's just a regular anchor. He's not, to me, it's not not fighting for the community like we.
Yeah, he's no longer
we in the
actively.
mud out here.
Yeah, we're in the mud.
We're in the mud.
You either get in the mud with us, or we will look at you and be like, "Okay,
So
go back."
Right. So him going to Target to talk to them folks, what that's gonna do? Because
You know what
said
it's
we
gonna
ain't
do? It's
coming
gonna
back.
piss us. It's gonna piss us off, and we are going to cancel you too. I need people to understand. We are of that generation. Okay, Al Sharpton and all them. That was y'all did that, and I get kudos. My daddy, my mom, y'all was my aunties. They was out there. They did their thing. Thank you. We are of another generation where we are collectively getting our thoughts together and pooling our resource together, and we're going to get those youngsters, those young ones, to say, hey, we are walking this way. We're walking away from that. We don't have to. If you want to treat us ugly, you put the word out, and we're not going to do that. Then look how we stepped up for that young man, Carmelo Anthony.
Right.
You know?
And the young kids don't know who Al Sharpton
is.
They not looking at it like, ooh, Al went. We got to go help Target because Al and his crew, his.
I wish I would go help Target.
And I'm not saying that's what Al Sharpton agreed to it, because I don't know the gist of the conversation that he went and had and met with him. I mean, he met with the man, so he probably listened to him and walked out like, okay, At the end of the day, now they want to turn their DEI program back on. Don't nobody care. It didn't benefit us anyway. That was a benefit for people. We don't care. It was when you make people feel a certain way, at the end of the day, sometimes you cannot get that old feeling back. It got to go. And at this point, I think
we broke up.
The feeling is gone, Target. We moved on.
We broke up. We got to, somebody else is,
So we need to take that same energy as a collective group. And we need to, I see Delta, you up next. I mean, this is how we have to move and sync.
Yeah, because when they separate us, we can't get it accomplished. But collectively, Delta, you on deck, baby. Come to the front of the church. Come on down. Have a seat. We're not going to put our hands on you. We're not going to touch you at all. You will not see our dollars. Go right ahead. You think you hurting us? Well, you're not. You're not, because collective, no. By myself, DJ Kitty, no, I can't make an impact. But collectively, oh yeah, you're going to feel this one, sweetheart. We broke up with you. Somebody else is rubbing our feet now. Bye. Hey, Reggie, how are you?
Hey, DJ Kitty. Hey, Miss Morningstar.
Hey, Reggie.
Brother DC.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
And happy Tuesday, WKRA listening audience. I mean, you guys are absolutely right. Maya Angelou said it best. People may forget. They may forget your name. They may even forget, where they met you, but people will never forget how you made them feel. And to your point, DC, why would you want to, engage with a company who's not reflective of, how the world looks? And I wouldn't even want to go into a store that was just one color, everything green, everything blue. I mean, I'm like, this is weird. Right. So, yeah, I mean, and to your point, DJ Kitty, collectively is where our strength is. You know what? And there are masses of people who are not Black, who are not interested in a world, that operates that way. Yes. There are a lot of brown people. There are a lot of other, people who are allies of our people, persons of color, communities, who are not interested in supporting, corporations and institutions that are not reflective of what the world looks like, Absolutely. And so there are more that are with us than are against us, for sure.
Absolutely.
What shocks me more than anything is that, here it is 2025, and instead of these corporations trying to figure out, they know that this administration is going to be the downfall of America if it continues. They know this. But instead of standing up and saying, okay, well, I won't say all. I'm sorry, Costco and um, Costco and Southwest and Marriott, they have taken a stance. I don't even know. I'm a double check Southwest because I had to see something right quick. But they've taken a stance and said no. They pushed back and said no because that's not what the real world looks like.
Exactly.
Where do you think we're gonna go in the real world? And I think that the administration, they're so stuck in their bubble that they don't realize that there's millions of us. We outnumber them.
Absolutely.
And they're still stuck on this white nationalist, pure blood. They think that they're better. They want to ostracize and segregate and be ugly towards other races. We outnumber you. That's like
Absolutely.
the little bitty bully dog going up against a Rottweiler.
You know what they feel like? They feel like money is power.
They really do.
And the more money that they can make, the more powerful they can be. And nobody can say no to money. You know, anybody can be bought because that's what Trump believes. Because now we know anybody can't be bought, right? But Trump, we know for sure, he can be bought. We knew that a long time ago. And you wiggle a little cash in front of him. What do you need?
Yes.
And even if it's at the detriment of the country.
Why would you be taking regulations away? What is the benefit of doing away with all regulations? The oil companies are happy.
The benefit of that, DJ Kitty, is that they're trying to create chaos, because in the chaos, then they can grab power because they know that they're the minority. They know that. And so that's why they're doing all of these 300-400 executive orders and throwing all these things at us at one time. And the stock market is crashing and Social Security is, at risk, and veterans, but all of these things, so that people are running in all these different directions out of fear because of this chaos. And in the chaos, they can grab power. That's what the strategy is about. It's not about if it's logical, if it's fair, if it makes sense. It's about creating the chaos so that in the chaos, if people react a certain way, then he can, institute martial law. There are a myriad of things that they're trying to create these flashpoints so that if we react as a public in a certain way, then he can implement certain things that will give him the power that they're trying to grab onto. But the chaos is that's the first strategy. That's the first portion of the strategy. That's why they're doing it.
Absolutely. And if you look at it, I muted you guys because of the feedback. If you look at it and you sit back and you look at it every single day, it's not just one thing. It's a myriad of things. So to keep the people confused and beaten down, so eventually they'll just give up. That is the ultimate goal, is just to continue on feeding them more and more chaos and more things.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, while we're busy and they're distracted with all of this craziness, they're in the back emptying out our Federal Reserve. It's like you can't see it, and I know we have to wait for elections or whatever, but I just really felt like, and I like many people in America, we always felt like there would always be our government to come and make sure that things were going to be as it should be. But what do you do when your government turns its back on you?
DC, let me ask you, what you suggest? I mean, you brought out this with Delta. So what do you suggest that we kind of start looking towards, like forecasting with these big CEO companies? And I mean, so we can just get in position for what's to come.
Well, I'll say this. I think a lot of times where corporate America where white America misses the mark when it comes to dealing with minorities in general. I think they paint us as a monolith, meaning that they think that we all think the same, we all have the same, issues within life. I really believe, DJ Kitty said something earlier in the show where they don't think that we've achieved the level of success that we have,
Yeah.
the amount of power that we really do have. They fail to acknowledge that. And, I think all of us in our corporate world, in our corporate sphere, we can affect people's lives. I know I can.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, it doesn't have a color to it, but I know I can affect someone's life. And they don't realize that. They think that we're like you said, they think it's still the 1920s, that we don't have the power of our dollar to exercise. We don't have the power of our education to exercise. They don't think that we have the power of our positions in our employ, in our professional realm, to exercise. I think they're truly disconnected. Like I said, Trump loves the uneducated, right? So it's easy to tell a fool anything, and they'll believe it. But to get to the bottom line of your question, Ms. Morningstar, I think African Americans, if we were our own nation, I think they ranked us the world's 6th GDP. So that tells us what our buying power is. So if we turn that buying power off or redirect that buying power to someone that supports our cause, it's impactful. It's
Yes, it is.
impactful.
Right. Yeah, they'll have no other choice but to listen. But another caveat, Brother DC, is that I think they do realize our accomplishments and our power. I think that they're intimidated by it, and they're trying to behave in such a way to make us believe, to convince us that our power is not at the level that it is, because they see that they're losing power.
I would agree.
That's what I really think it is. Yeah,
Well,
they're trying to basically pull the okey doke.
They need to stop playing these reindeer
Mhm.
games because, like our brother DC just said, we are educated. You
Right.
cannot sit up here and think that we're going to sit back and be like, oh, well, no, we are quick to say, okay.
I think it is both ways. I think you
Exactly.
have the ones that are in those positions of power. They know they're afraid. They're on guard
Exactly.
because of the strength of our community and whom we are. Look at how educated our women are. They are afraid of us coming in and moving them out the way because they're getting older, those boomers, and we're moving into a whole new generation of educated, smart, intellectual entrepreneurs, lawyers, doctors, architects,
you name it.
scientists, anything you can
we
think of.
invented everything that America
That's
runs
right.
on. And we had a 400-year.
Afraid.
Yeah.
They had a 400-year head start, and we've already surpassed them. How can you not? How can you not see that? And how can you not be intimidated by that if your only mindset, you know what I'm saying, is to grab and maintain power? You see that you're losing your grip. And so that's why they're trying to, like you said, DJ Kitty, that's why they're playing all these reindeer games, is because they're trying to make us think that they don't see it. You know what I mean? But no, they see it.
But it's
they
the indoctrination of those younger generation of offsprings that they have that may think, well, they're not that smart because the blacks, because they've been taught that we are the enemy. We are the most violent crimes. We have the most things happening, unwedded and baby mamas and stuff like that. That is what they think, because I hear them.
Yeah, we all hear them.
I listen to these people talk. When I listen and how they think, and they really think like,
but you know what?
Y'all should be grateful for what you got.
Let me say this. What they think of us is not our business. What you think of us is not our business. You know what our business is? Our business is making sure that the next generation is taken care of, and they show the next generation and the next generation. Just like our brother John Lewis said, they have indoctrinated and told their children that we are the worst of the worst, and they want to believe that, but it eventually their kids will see it for themselves. What's happening today is going to happen. There is nothing that they can do to stop it. It's already wheels in motion. You know, when it's like the groundwork has already been set, and we're just all falling into place. And
Yeah,
there's
the
nothing that
momentum.
they can do to stop it.
Yeah.
They want to. They want to discourage us. They want us, that's why they went to that voting booth, even though they claimed that they were on our side. Now, I do believe that Elonia and Fat Nixon has something nefarious going on. I sure do.
Absolutely.
But I still believe that a fair number of Hispanic and white people decided to vote for this man because they were afraid of what our greatness will really do. Well, guess what? Now you are reaping the benefits of your struggle as we continue to move forward. We continue to band together. What they did was they gave us the ammunition. They put the battery in our backs to join
Right.
forces. They did
Right.
us a favor because we've been so complacent for so many years and just getting along to get along. And now we see that, no, that doesn't work. We got to get back together and put us family, Black people, put us back in a place where we are taking care of ourselves. That's what Our Plugs is all about. Because if we don't, we'll be at the hands of their mercy, and they don't care about us. They don't care about themselves, much less us. They don't
One
care
of the
if their
cap-
own kids eat. You think they care about our kids eating? I don't think so. Go ahead, Reggie.
One other caveat to what you said, DJ Kitty, is that it's not important what they think about us. It's important what we think about us.
Absolutely.
But another caveat to what you said. So let me just ask a question. If something nefarious did happen in the election, is it really the majority who is siding with their view of us being lesser than? Because to your point, and which I agree with, how you win, all the swing states and
that
all,
was wrong.
there's just so many questions. There's just so many questions. I'm just going to leave that there. But I feel like again that this is their last ditch effort to hold on to power. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said it's a
Yeah, exactly. It's their last ditch effort, and I believe that their numbers in terms of those who are not peoples of color, I believe that we have more allies than we are aware of. Because think about it: if the election was allowed to go as the numbers indicate that it should have gone, then we would not be in this situation right now.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
And
We all know that. We all know
exactly.
We are
And
running.
that's reflective. And that's reflective of the country. So
that's why the country's in an uproar right now.
Exactly.
The proof is in the pudding. I want to thank everybody for showing up this morning and talking to our audience at WKRA 92.7. I want to thank the folks at 92.7 for listening in and tuning in. We truly appreciate you. I want to thank our guests that are on YouTube. And of course, I want to thank my brothers and my sister for joining us. Any last words? We have about 10, 15 seconds. Reggie, any last words? 10,
let's huddle. Let's huddle and keep moving forward, like DC said.
Absolutely. DC, any last words?
Hey, I think we're setting the example. We've connected in with a like-minded network, and we're building off a strong foundation. I think everybody should gather people that you trust, you can build with, and work towards something positive.
Absolutely, absolutely. Vipe, any last words? You're on mute. All right, sis, any last words? You're on mute as well.
Ours is not the struggle of one day, 1 week, 1 year. Ours is the struggle of judicial. It's not the struggle of judicial appointees or presidential terms. Ours is the struggle of lifetime. So, and even many lifetimes, said John Lewis.
Amen. WKRA 92.7. We are signing off. You guys have a wonderful day. Do something positive. Stay dry and know that you are valuable.
You are valuable.
Y'all, it's DJ Kitty
and Miss Morningstar.
We are here from Our Plugs, the Community Connection, and we will be your new morning host on WKRA 92.7 The Change.
Yes, we will be broadcasting Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time.
We'll also be streaming on YouTube at Our Plugs LLC.
Be sure to tune in.
Hey, y'all.